and welcome back to everybody's garage. So today we've been spending the last few days, we've been cleaning parts, gathering some pieces and everything for this thing. Today we're going to get going back on this Troy Bilt. We're going to go ahead and go back together with it, get it out of here, and we got to get started on some other stuff. Here it is early February, and I already have stuff being dropped off. So we got another pressure washer and a leaf blower and some other stuff to be do. But anyway, before we get going on this, I just want to show you, this is I believe a 2015 Cub Cadet. And this is the typical thing. This is the death crack that I had mentioned, and you just want to notice how bad this deck really is. And this is your typical deck that I see in the, people just don't take care of them. I mean, this thing's got built up grime everywhere, and it's falling apart. This mower was actually to the point that it wouldn't even mow anymore. The deck was dragging it ground. But we got some good pieces out of it, and we'll get some more of them. Here's your Honda from the Troy Bilt. I had this thing out in the driveway the other day. We got it cleaned up nice. Got that nice aluminum block. I love these things. But anyway, so now we got a bunch of, I got the pieces all over this garage for this. We're gonna go ahead and start bolting this one back together. So give me a minute here. We're gonna move some stuff around, and we're gonna start on this, and hopefully by the end of this video, we're gonna have a running mower that is good to go. All right, so it's time. Let's get started and putting this thing back together. So, first thing I want you to notice, we got MTD 787-01872C. It's your part number for this deck. Now, one thing I want to mention, I think that the issue with going on with these decks, I've seen both decks mentioned with the same part number. All right, you're gonna know it's your self-propelled deck. You got your cutout here for your belt. You got a couple holes here for your for the guard. You're gonna see this one. That's for your underneath spacer. Some of the other decks are listed at the same part number, but they are not the self-propelled deck. So, whether or not your mower is self or non-self propelled, I'm going to take an issue with that. Like I said, if you have a self-propelled mower, you definitely want to look for this slot in the deck. So, anyway, so here's our little base plate here. Cleaned up as good as I can get it. I'm not going to go, I've been going crazy with this stuff, trying to get it looking good and everything. And yeah, I'm dealing with 15-year-old parts. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. Anyway, so we have our we got a little tab on each end of the deck here, and got your slot on either end of the piece here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that in there first. I'm hoping this is gonna show it as good as I can get it. So we're gonna go ahead and put that like so. One other thing I wanted to showcase real quick. That was one of the reasons why the Cub Cadet was in here. Where is one? That should be one. I want to take a look at these bolts here. If this thing will ever focus in. There we go. These are the bolts that actually hold this piece to the deck itself. They're always they're always in the, you know, the line of fire, I guess you want to call it. They rot out. In that case, I had to take vice grips of those bolts. And they were a pain to get out, trust me. Luckily, they were bolted in a plastic, because other than that, it would have been a nightmare. So you have your back bolts here that hold this back piece on there. They are the same exact bolts. Okay, so that was one of the reasons that Cub Cadet came in here, where I stole some of the bolts from here. They weren't as bad, and I'm gonna put them on the front here. So we got a long-winded video, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my best with it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and flip this deck upside down. And we're gonna take our little impact, the 3/8. I got this thing turned way down, so hopefully this won't be a, you know, when I'm trying not to strip any of these bolts. Going into plastic, obviously it's not a good, so. Get our 3 in here that are meant for this job. Hopefully this will just go in there. This one doesn't want to quite fit in as good. There we go. Alright. So now our front piece is on there. Ready to go. We're going to add and throw our back piece on. This one's a little more tricky because you got to get these we gotta get these holes lined up with the, there we go. There we go, that should do it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take some of our bigger bolts and get those lined up. This thing isn't quite lined up where I want it yet. That's alright, we'll get her. trying to do this without, you know, scratching this deck up, because it's too good. So, give this thing a couple little taps. This isn't the easiest thing to do. There we go. She's moving. Alright, so we're gonna have to I think we got a long-winded video coming up here, guys. Bottom line. But if you want to see it, well, this is where it's at. Alright, yeah, she's right where she belongs now. So this side isn't quite right either. That should pretty much do it. Back to where it belongs. Now we'll go ahead and get our 4 side bolts in there. Two there. The right one. My apologies, I know this video is going to be long, but if you want to see this done right, this is how we're doing it. Okay, I will never do another video this long again if this doesn't get any views. But this is how it's done. I mean, if you want to save yourself a bunch of time and money, this is how we do it. Alright, we're going to turn around and we're going to take this thing, we're going to make a brand new lawnmower out of it. That's not it. I should have done a little better with these bolts as far as putting them where they belonged, but I didn't. Oops. Why am I missing a bolt? Boy. Shouldn't be. There it is. Alright. Alright, we'll go ahead and together like so. And there we go. Look at that. We have a pretty close to a, yeah, we got a nice deck here, all ready to go. Give me a second, we'll go from there with it. All right, so let's get started. That last clip, I know that was the most tedious clip I've ever done in my life, but it had to be done. Well, for one, I wanted to show it anyway, and for two, the neighbor that owns this mower, she wants to see this thing go back together. She actually watches these videos. So, we got to get this done. So, anyway, for starters, I want to point out, you got these little pivot gears for the transmission. You want to notice, it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, look, you got your little, the tabs on each end of them. You're gonna sit like so. I did grease them up a little bit. The gears for the self-propel, I actually took those apart. I re-greased them and everything. They weren't bad, but it was at a point that, we're right here. Let's go ahead and do it. Same thing over here. We got these everything is spinning beautiful. So, you got these pivot gears, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know the exact name for them, but this is a pivot style transmission. So, right here, we have your pivot spring. This little end is going to clip into the transmission when it's in place and everything. And, we're going to go ahead and set this thing in here. Like I said, I don't know the exact name for any of these parts, but my neighbor is going to be watching this video, and as far as she's concerned, all we do over here is drink beer and listen to loud music. So we got to show her that we do a little bit of work anyway. So we'll go ahead and we're going to set this transmission up in place. Hopefully that should do it. So we're going to go ahead and slide the belt through the hole in the deck here, like so. Get these gears lined up where we want them. There we go, that one's where it belongs. That just clipped into place. That one's right where we want it. All right. So everything should be where we want it right now. All right, excellent. Let's show you that real quick. We got our gears sitting where they want them. They got teeth on them. There's teeth on the bottom of the plate. So that should be good. We're going to go ahead and put our cable on here next. Actually, let me show you that real quick. This is the cable for the self-propel. Cable's actually in beautiful shape. I couldn't believe it, for a 15-year-old cable. Same thing for the bail cable. Look at it. There is no rust on this thing. It's incredible. I am, but. So we're going to go ahead and basically what we got to do on this cable, we're going to go ahead and it's going to go through the, it's hard to do with one hand, but it's going to go through here, and then it's going to snap into the actual transmission itself. So, give me a second here. We'll go ahead and, there we go. Hopefully that should showcase it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this thing in here. Slide her around a little bit. Pivot this transmission up. And bingo. That's all there is to that. That's what you want your complete assembly to look like. This cable just snaps into place just like a bail cable. The other end here just slides into that. The cable slides into it. And you're gonna notice, it's kind of hard to see that. When you hit this self-propel thing, what it's gonna do is tension that belt in order for it to get the transmission moving, to engage the belt, and that's really all there is to it. There's not a whole lot there. So, we got that part set. We're gonna go ahead and put our top cover on here now. Now, in the last video, I had a guy, he said something about taking the handle off earlier or whatever. That's the reason why this handle comes on and goes off when it does. This cable has got to be on here in order for this to, before this top cover goes on. So that's why that is on there. All right, I could take this top piece here apart and everything and take the cable out of it. Those things are a bear, I'll tell you right now. Well, for one, you don't want to take the mower apart any more than you have to fix it anyway. But, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to slap our top cover on there. Alright, so everything is lined up as I like it. Yep. Now we gotta get the fun part of getting this thing back into place again. This is always fun. Alright. What do we got going on here? So we should be a little closer there. It's just a matter of getting everything lined up just perfect. And that plate will slide right on there. I believe we're there now. Because your adjuster has to go on there as well. There we go. I think we got it. All right, yep, yeah, we got it. All right, cable's right there where we want it. Both our bolts should line up. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that, just a little bit of finagling there. We're gonna go ahead and put the 2 top bolts in here now. That way they are good to go. And that way, then we can flip it over and we will get the 2 bottom bolts. 2. About 6 bottom bolts in where they belong. Go ahead and get these 2 top ones done. This should be pretty much all we got to do here. I'm going to have to do this adjuster a little bit. We're going to have poor Barbara redo her adjusters again because I messed them all up doing this thing. She's got this thing set to a certain height that she likes to mow with. There we go. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and take this deck. We're gonna flip it upside down. I had these two front wheels as just holding it up a little bit. Go like so. This is nice. I can this stupid tablecloth thing. You could do this without, you know, destroying. You know, I don't want to scratch this deck up on her. So we'll go ahead and zap the rest of our bolts in here. There is 4 or 5 bolts that go into this one. Of course, I can't see half of them. That's all right, though. Get that one. Yeah. We're gonna need a flashlight for this job. This is just too dark in here. Oh, you can come in if you want.
I was just telling you.
That's fine. No, you're not bothering anybody. We're just doing a video. Dirty Bernie's garage, showing people how lawnmowers go together, and it's gonna be fun.
No. Settle it yourself.
Alright, so we're gonna have another bolt over here, like so. Get that in there. And that one. We got another one in the middle here, right there. Grab another bolt. Yeah, these ones here, they're tricky because you just can't see them. I mean, if I was out in the broad daylight, it'd probably be a different story, but I'm not, so. All right, we got 2 more to go, and we are done under here, luckily. That one, and we got 1 more to go. Look at that. Perfect. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. You know, I mean, this thing isn't spotless underneath, but yeah, I mean, it's a brand new lawnmower still. So give me a second, we'll flip her back up and go from there. All right, guys, well, it's time now for in this video for the hubcap challenge. So these are the 4 hubcaps off of the Troy Bilt mower. I basically cleaned up 2 of them the other day just to show how clean we can get them compared to the other 2. So my wife is talking smack, all right? So she's saying basically she can get these other 2 cleaner than I got these 2, which I don't think can be done. But we're gonna let you guys vote on that. So I just want to show you real quick. We got them numbered. You know, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you guys comment on this if you would afterwards. So we got 1 and 2 done by me out in the driveway. I took some fine Scotch Brite, just a little purple power and everything. I mean, obviously they look a lot better, but she's saying these ones are gonna look better than those two. So we're gonna let you guys comment on that, and we'll see who wins. So, all right. Well, here's the results. So we got 1 and 2. Those were done by me with Scotch Brite and some purple power. You got 3 and 4 done by my wife with some water and Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. So who do you think won here? I mean, obviously the main winner is going to be our neighbor, because she's going to freak when she sees this mower. But anyway, go ahead and give me your votes. I can care less if I get voted against, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun. So we'll see you in a little bit. We're gonna finish up this thing here shortly, and we're gonna be done with it. All right, so let's get going back on this one. I kind of skipped one part. I normally would hang the motor while I'm, hang on to it and everything. I'm trying my best not to scratch the stack. So I went ahead, I put it up on when the mower was upright and everything. I hung the motor, thread in some of the bolts and everything. I'm trying my best. I don't want to scratch this thing. Okay, I'm going to give my neighbor the honors of scratching this deck for the first time. So, but we're looking pretty good under here. We're going to go ahead and crank down these bolts now. Got all 3 bolts in there. I put never sees on them, cleaned them up, blah, blah, blah. So, let's go ahead. We'll set you right there for now. You're going to take a 1/2-inch socket. We're going to go ahead and zap them in there. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and take your belt, throw it on a pulley, like such. Now, this is the important part right here. So we're going to go ahead, take the self-propel and tension it shut. Or put it on, or whatever, however you want to really say it. I want to put the self-propel engaged on this mower. So that way we can... You should have noticed in that video where the belt tensioned up a little bit, and I'll show you exactly why. So, alright, get this real quick. So here's your the guard right here and right here. These are 2 metal guides for that belt. Okay, you want that belt tension. That belt's gonna go right in between these 2 guides. If you do this without that belt tensioned, the belt could, technically, it could go over on the other side of one of these guides. And then when you tension it, then your belt's actually rubbing on the outside of the guide, and it will tear it up in short order. Sadly, ask me how I know this. So we did that. So now we're all good to go here. We're gonna go ahead and put that shield back in place. Swing this over like so. And we're gonna slide that up into like such, if we can get it, obviously. There we go. Perfect. All right, we're gonna take a couple 3/8 bolts. What did I do with that thing? Oh, it's over here. All right. So we're gonna go ahead, take a couple special bolts for that. Where they went to was a different story. Oh boy. Alright. they're over here. Alright, we're gonna turn this impact down a little bit just for this particular job. And put these in here. These are a little they got a little spacer to them and everything. I got them cleaned up as well. Alright. Like that. There we go. Go ahead and just timber. Like so. There we go. Get that on there. And finally, we're going to put the blade on there. So, one thing I really wanted to point out real quick. This is the original blade. The tensioner or whatever you want to call it off of this mower. Very hard to see. I can see this already. Take a look right here where my finger is. See that? There's actually a crack in that, in this one. You can see, there it is. You can see the line right there. This thing's cracked. So, good thing we didn't put it back on, huh? Good thing for us, we got about another 35 billion of them in stock. I probably have, I have at least 200 of these stupid things around here. So, that's really no big deal. So we're gonna go ahead and throw our blade back on there, like such. This is actually another blade that I found in a pile. Sharpened it up a little bit and cleaned up a bracket. And we're gonna go ahead and put it on there, like so. Take a 5/8 socket there. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing up a little bit for this one. There we go. There we go. Works for me. All right. Look at that. We're looking all brand new under here. Everything's looking good. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tip this thing up. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up just a tad more with some of the plastics and everything, throw some oil in it. We're gonna fire it up and we're gonna make sure the self-propel works, and we're gonna call this one done. So I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, guys, so we're mainly, you know, this wasn't a running issue to begin with on this mower, but we did jostle the engine around and everything during the rebuild and everything. So mainly we want to make sure it runs good, and more importantly, we're going to make sure the self-propel works good. So let's go ahead and give her a shot. See if she'll see and hear and all that. So I don't want to run this video too long. I've already ran it way too long, but here's what we got. Here's our 2012 Troy Bilt. You know, I mean, the mower is clean as can be. You're gonna see you know, there's a lot of parts on this thing. They're showing a 15-year-old mower, but for the majority of it, we have a brand new mower sitting here. And I think my neighbor is going to be ecstatic with this one. So we're gonna go ahead and end this video right here. But I I thank you all for watching. Well, if you do watch the end of it, I know it's going to be a long one. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. We got plenty more coming. I'm going to be pulling another one into the garage tonight. And we're going to get started on it. And we'll go from there with it. So, thank you for watching and have a great day.